Welcome to today's devotional. Today's devotional is going to be on the word respect. And this is found in 2 verses, but we're going to be looking at verse 6. Verse 6 reads, "Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments." So the word respect here in Hebrew means to look intently at, to regard with pleasure, favor, or care. So looking at this definition, respect, which we don't see a lot of these days, but respect means that you're going to focus upon or you're going to have pleasure in. So do we look at God's word as something that we have pleasure in? We kind of talked about that when we were looking at the word delight. Do we look at God's word as something that we have favor in? Do we regard God's word as something that we take great care of? How do you take great care of God's word? By reading it, by applying it, but also, when we look at this book, the Bible, the way we handle it should be respectful. Just a little story. My kid's grandma, she was over for a visit, and one of the kids, for some reason, put their Bible on the floor just for a moment to do something. And she said, "Oh no, you don't do that with the Bible. That's not where the Bible belongs." And she was right. So, even with the book itself, we want to take care of this book. We want to put it in a place that's protected. And we also want to use it daily, because using it daily also shows that we have great care for it. So when he says, "I will not be ashamed when I have respect to all thy commandments," so many times we step out on our own thinking, our own ability, and we try to fix things. So when we have respect unto God's word and respect to God himself, then we want to follow his ways. We want to have pleasure in what he's telling us to do. So we're going to learn to wait. We're going to learn to trust. And when we learn to wait, when we learn to trust, then we're not going to be ashamed of things that come because we haven't stepped in to mess it up. So think about this word respect as you go throughout the next couple days, the next week. Do you have respect for God's word? Do you have respect for God's ways? This is an area that we can all grow in. And when you look at the word respect, as far as person respecting each other, when you think of the word respect, then that person is going to treat that person well. That person is going to treat that person with kindness. That's showing respect. And it's the same thing with God's word. It's the same thing with God himself. How do we treat his word? How do we treat God in our daily life, in our thoughts? So look at this word respect, meditate on it, think about it. How can you show respect to God's word? How can you show respect to this book? Is this something that you just, okay, I'm done with it. We're just going to toss it around here and leave it somewhere where it can get dirty or spilled on? So what are ways that we can improve or grow in our respect to God? So think about that as you meditate upon this word this week, and we'll be back next time for the next devotional. Have a good day. Bye-bye.